If you're trying to build terrain in Roblox that looks ultra realistic, not like the default stuff, then you're in the right place. I'm going to show you exactly how to make your terrain look like a whole new game. There are many ways to make your terrain look realistic, and it all starts with what you are using. If you are using regular terrain with low poly trees, no skybox, no lighting effects, then you're doing a lot wrong, and I'm here to fix that. I'm first going to start off with doing forest terrain. Many just start placing trees in terrain. What you want to do is you want to think about the terrain. If I'm planning to make a forest, I'm thinking if it should be a dense forest, small forest, or hilly forest. And once I've established what kind of forest, I start getting my models and textures ready, which is a PBR nature pack. It offers ultra realistic trees and bushes. One of the core parts of making a forest is diversity, which is what the pack offers with many trees to pick from. You always want to make sure the trees you do select are placed naturally, otherwise your forest is going to look very weird. Just like the forest terrain, I wouldn't recommend anyone to instantly start placing snow terrain and trees just yet. I want to take the aspects of a snowy environment and think about how I could use that in modeling. For example, most snow biomes usually have hilly areas, so you want to have mountains and dead trees due to the climate. When building a cold environment, we want to get our models ready, which will also be a PBR pack, which I'll put now on screen. Now again, with placing the models for this pack, you want to keep it natural and not funky, otherwise it's going to look horrible. There is one very important rule for creating a snow biome, and it's that snow piles up, and that means that some corners and areas have those patches of snow to make it more realistic. Desert terrain is often plain and pure hills of sand, while canyons like this small one usually have red sand and rocks. When making your canyon or desert, try to find some reference to help you make it more realistic. To make a canyon or desert, use the Desert PBR pack from the toolbox. The pack includes ground and rocks for your terrain. The most important rule of canyon building is to make tiny cracks or bends in awkward places, just like this. Now I'm going to touch on tips for all terrain types. When you place assets, don't fall into the trap of putting them in perfect rows or equal spacing. Real terrain is messy. Use rotation, scaling, and randomness to make everything feel organic. Even duplicating the same rock and slightly rotating or sinking it into the ground gives it a whole new feel. Use a reference. Don't just build from your imagination. Look at real life photos or even games with strong environment design like Red Dead Redemption 2, The Long Dark, or Breath of the Wild. Study the layout, the object placement, the lighting, try to recreate that logic, try and play with everything, try and make it as realistic as possible. Decals and textures are your best friend. You can use subtle decals to add dirt paths, snow buildup, moss, cracks, or erosion without having to model them in. It's lightweight and adds a ton of realism. Just be careful not to spam them because it'll look very chopped. Play with lighting early. Don't wait until the end to set up your lighting. Lighting completely changes the mood of your terrain. You might build something that looks fine during the day, but loses all depth at night, or vice versa. So test your lighting as you go. I suggest changing your skybox, bloom, and sun rays while live testing just to see how it looks. Don't over detail areas that the players won't see. Save your detail budget for the paths, landmarks, and areas players will actually walk through. You can keep the background looser or fogged out. That's how the pros do it, because otherwise your game is going to be poorly optimized. Let's take a second to talk about why this type of terrain is important, and more importantly, where you should be using it in your game design. Terrain isn't just background decoration, it's the foundation of your world. It tells your players where they are, what the tone is, and how they should feel moving through it. Whether it's the heat of the desert, the mystery of the forest, or the isolation of a snow biome. Each terrain has a purpose and brings its own mood to a game. So let's break it down real quick. Desert terrain is perfect for survival games, wasteland exploration, or post-apocalyptic settings. The empty, open space can make players feel exposed, which is great for tension and resource management. Forest terrain brings a completely different vibe. It's perfect for fantasy, adventure, or horror. Forests can be dense, confusing, and full of secrets. You can hide landmarks, enemies, or quests all over the place. And then there's snow terrain, which gives you that cold, isolated feeling. Great for slower paced atmospheric games, survival challenges, or even peaceful exploration. Snow changes how players move, see, and interact. Alright, so to wrap this all up, whether you're building a desert, forest, or snow biome, the key to great terrain is intention. too many people rush through terrain, building just to fill the map, but if you take your time, focus on shape, detail, atmosphere, and logic, you can create something that actually feels alive. That's what separates beginner maps from polished AAA looking games, even in Roblox. Think about how your terrain serves the gameplay. Is it guiding the player naturally? Is it affecting visibility or movement? Does it feel like it belongs to the world you're building? Good terrain doesn't just sit there, it enhances the entire experience. Also, don't be afraid to experiment. Try combining biomes, adding unusual landmarks, or using lighting to give your terrain a unique twist. That's what gets players to explore and keeps them coming back. And finally, practice. Your first terrain might look a little off. That's normal, but each time you build a biome and learn how the materials, lighting, and assets all work together, you'll level up your skills fast. Just like scripting or UI design, terrain building is a craft. Put in the time, study real-life references, and don't settle for good enough. Great terrain can take your Roblox game from average to unforgettable. Thank you all for staying till the end. Please consider liking and subscribing to not miss out on any future uploads. I hope I answered all your questions, and if I didn't, then ask me down in the comments. See you guys.